This is Never Down, Never Out with T.R. Matson. This podcast is about discipline when motivation fades, resilience when things get hard, and showing up when quitting would be easier. No hype, no shortcuts, just the mindset required to build something real, one day at a time. Let's get into it. Welcome back. We did it. Episode 10. Double digits, baby. Double digits. We did it. It's crazy, right? So it's cold today. Got my hoodie on, my Never Down, Never Out hoodie. If you're watching the video, keep myself warm, motivated, feeling good. I just got done with a workout, so if I look a little bit tired, maybe that's why. But that's okay. I said I wouldn't mention this early on, but the support's been great. I appreciate all of it. I can't thank you all enough. If people have been reaching out asking how they could support the channel more, go check out trmatson.com. There's some gear over there. That helps. Every little bit helps. But the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, sharing it, all of that. I'm still learning this world. We're learning it together. And it does help, though. So I appreciate it. I want to bring these messages. And please continue the support. And just this morning, somebody asked for a special product, and I made it, and it's live now. I'll let you guys look at the website, see what it is. But let's keep going with this. That's enough of that. I wasted a minute and a half of your precious time talking about me. Let's talk about you and how we could be better together. So today's topic number 10, specifically put this under number 10. There's certain days, certain episodes that I've earmarked as milestones, and to me 10 is one of them, right? I mean, we made it through double digits, right? The next big one is 100. So I need to get to work and record and start ticking through the list. But we're about a third of the way through now. Foundations of mental toughness that we've been working on together. So today, how small wins change everything. If that's not true, I don't know what is. I'd be lying to you if this wasn't one of the biggest truths out there. You look at it from a sports team analogy. Let's talk football, because it's football season right now. We got teams out there playing for the national championship, teams out there playing for the Super Bowl, the pinnacle of their level of the sport. And while winning the national championship or winning the Super Bowl is a huge win, those teams in contention would never even be there if it wasn't for the small wins. And I'm not even talking small wins like the playoffs, small wins like the season. I'm talking about summer training. I'm talking about way back at the beginning, getting up, grinding, all of those wins. We've talked about it before, stacking the wins, right? Every day, every week, every month. If we want to have a successful year, we have to have months full of wins. And if we want to have a successful month, that's weeks full of wins. And a successful week is days full of wins. And a successful day is defined by moments of wins, small wins. Maybe that win is you walk to the refrigerator and you're on a diet and you saw the food you wanted, but you closed the door. That's a win. Maybe it's a project that you have to dive into and it's killing you. You don't want it. It's this huge project. You don't want to do it. But you pick up the pen or you turn on the computer. That's a win. Maybe your goal is to run a 5K. We've all seen the programs, Couch to 5K, right? Well, maybe your win is just getting off the couch. When we're looking at our goals and we're projecting ourselves into what it's going to feel like when we accomplish the goal, it sometimes can feel very overwhelming, very difficult, because you have all of these things between you and that goal. And while it feels good to think about it, you sit back and you go, how am I going to get there? How long is this journey going to take? It becomes overwhelming. So, when we're outlining our goals, we want to think about those moments. Those are feel-good moments, right? We talked last week about motivation versus discipline. And those goals are motivating. They feel good, right? Maybe you want to write a book and you envision holding your first copy. That's a great feeling, right? But you can't just stop there. You have to back yourself up and build the discipline every day to get to that goal. And you do that by stacking these wins. Small wins. But all too often in a given day, we're so focused on the end state that we don't even realize that we're having these wins. We sit there and we feel behind. We scroll social media and we look at the people that we're watching, right? The algorithm is feeding to us, force feeding to us sometimes. And it's overwhelming. You're like, well, that author, he's a bestseller, or that fitness guru they've done it. How did they do it? Oh, I could never get there. It's super frustrating. And we get through a whole day like that, and we don't give ourselves enough credit that we've actually accomplished some goals. We've had some small wins. We're gaining some traction, but it's slow, and it takes time. A lot of time. Too much time sometimes, right? It's so easy to want to be in a situation where we want it right now, right? I could go online right now and my wife and I joke that we could order things and by the time I hit pay, it's at my door. I want that. I want that instant gratification. And when you outline these big goals that you're trying to achieve, if they're really worth something, you're not going to have that instant gratification. Because anything worth accomplishing is going to take time. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take discipline. How do we get there? We get there by setting up small wins. Nobody says that this has to be a fair fight. Nobody. The most successful people in the world, the most successful people that you watch on social media or you see in the public eye, they cheat at this game all the time on purpose, and you should too. They set up small wins because they understand that by setting those up, you're training your mind to keep moving forward, to digest a win and move on, digest a win and move on, right? I remember I had a professor in college, and he said, if your goal for the day is to eat a sandwich that's 12 foot long, how do you do that? And the whole classroom was like, and the class was about time management. It was about all these things, and you had people computing how, well, if I ate this much per hour and all this stuff. And finally, somebody in the back of the room just raised their hand and the professor said, go ahead. And this guy in the back of the room says, 1 bite at a time. That's how you do it. And with every bite, you're getting a little win and you're getting a little closer to your goal. So what I need today from you is to realize I want you to dream big. I want you to have huge goals. But the only way you're going to get to those huge goals The only way that you're truly going to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish in life is in the small victories. Maybe that's ending a relationship and picking up the phone or shooting a text. Maybe that's becoming a pilot and it's researching where there's a discovery flight near you. Whatever your goal is, think about it on the smallest form. Maybe you just want to be more productive in life. Maybe you just want to have some direction and you want to move forward. Well, that win could be not hitting the snooze button. That's a small win. But the magnitude of that victory is massive for the day because it changes habits, and habits lead to success. Positive habits, I should say, lead to success. So as we sit here and we're outlining our goals and we're dreaming big, think of 3 to 6 things that you can do in the short term and define that short term, right? That's different for every goal. There's no one-stop shop on what is short term. Short term might be in the next hour. Short term might be in the next week. Short term might be in the next year, depending on what your goal is. But we need to outline some of these small victories. And the closest alligator to the canoe, as they say, needs to be the easiest to achieve, because that is how you win at them. You want to win. You don't want it to be a fair match at all. You want to look at the next battle in front of you in the war that is your goal, and you want it to be so lopsided in your favor that there's no chance you're going to fail. Take the win. What's next? This one's a little bit harder, but it's accomplished. It's something you can accomplish. Take the win. What's next? Okay, it's starting to get a little deep in here. We can do it, but I'm going to have to start really grinding. Okay, take the win. What's next? This is building that momentum that is going to lead you forward to wherever you want to be in life. It's not going to be easy. It's not. If it was easy, you wouldn't need to listen to me. Nobody'd be following me, right? Your parents would have taught you all this stuff, but it's not, because nobody has all the answers. I certainly don't. I'm just telling you what I've done in the past. When we talked a few days ago about me running in South Texas to show my commanding officer, an executive officer, an OPSO, that I wasn't going anywhere, I stacked wins. And what I mean by that is when I first started out, I really, really hawked the schedule, right? And I only went out there a few minutes before I knew they were coming or going. No reason to be out there for an hour. They were only going to see me for that few seconds as they drove by. But then I realized, well, hold on a second. This doesn't feel horrible. I'm doing some good for myself, assuming I don't pass out from heat exhaustion. So I would go a little longer, and I would open the window. And then I would open the window more and more, and I would be out there hours a day sometimes, dying in the South Texas heat. But all those wins were helping without me even realizing it. Because my goal initially was just for the top 3 people in the squadron to see me out there suffering, and for them to know I wasn't going to go down without a fight. But then, as I started stacking these small wins, and they saw it, then other people saw it, then most of the squadron saw it. And they started talking about it. I was doing things in the background I didn't even realize. But it all started with small victories. We live in a world today where unfortunately it's easier for others to put you down than it is to take a good hard look at themselves. That is a tough world to live in. It's easier to criticize than it is to build somebody else up. And for somebody who's trying to achieve a goal, that's a really hard environment to be present in, day in and day out. So from the start, it's not a fair fight. Think about it. I'm going to start a podcast. That's a goal. I want to start a podcast that will have recordings that my children and their children can listen to and hopefully help them through hard parts of their lives. That's me, one individual, going up against the internet. And anybody that could see this. And anybody that could pick apart every little thing about me. That is not a fair fight in my favor at all. It's not. So I have to build momentum. And I build it by recording daily. I build it by being genuine and honest. I build it by trying to keep it sweet and short, 15 to 20 minutes. Get the message out and be done. And if I can stack those small wins, I gain the confidence and the discipline to continue, even though in the big battle, it's completely stacked against me. That's what I want you to do. Your small goals, your immediate goals in the next few days, few hours, make them things that you can win. But also, once you're done and you're building that momentum, remember, take a moment, just a moment, to look back and give yourself credit. Give yourself credit for that victory. You're training your mind to seek the good and to block out the bad. I believe in you. I always have. I know that if you put your mind to this and you have clear, concise goals and a plan of action, anything is possible. We'll talk soon. If this episode helped you, don't just listen, apply it. Progress is built in what you do after the message ends. Remember, never down, never out. I'll see you tomorrow.